Mike. Welcome into the QB Huddle podcast. I am Tim, and I am joined by my much better-looking co-hosts, Lo and Brandon, on each side of me. Of course, we put the ugly guy in the middle. That's fine. Please pay attention to the outside. We are here today to talk a little combine and go through some other hot topics that are currently going on in the NFL, just to keep everyone engaged. This product, the QB Huddle podcast, is produced by New Era Media, and we are thrown out by allaccessfootball.com, and we partner with Fan Street Sports Network as part of their family. So thank you to everyone. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Brandon and Lo, good morning. How was your weekend? I know it's golf season for Brandon, and it's football season for Lo. Crash got a win this weekend. Brandon's complaining about his new golf swing, so I'm not sure how things went, although I think you said you had a good round over the weekend. So tell me how you guys did this weekend. How was your weekend? Mine was fabulous.
Who wants to go?
Go ahead, Nuhi.
Sure. Man, starting to make some tweaks in my swing. We got our first AGA event on Sunday. It's going to be a little scattered showers, but hell, we'll dance in the rain. Don't matter. Should be a group of 20, but, I went and played around, just trying to figure some things out with my swing. Ended up shooting a 79, felt really good. And then I come back yesterday, and just a total mind F, right? It's kind of, you're losing everything you thought was decent, and now it's like you're resetting everything, and it is incredibly frustrating. Incredibly frustrating when you can already hit the ball 300 yards.
Well, you guys got the tournament Sunday.
But it's okay.
I can't play in that tournament because Lo and I have to go to Midland on Saturday, and I'm going to drive straight back. So I'm going to get home about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I've got something to do Sunday evening. But you are looking at thunderstorms on Friday and on Saturday, with some more rain, just in case you didn't get enough on Friday and Saturday, sprinkled in on Sunday. So enjoy that wet, sloppy tournament. I am actually not upset that I'm missing it, because I am not a guy that enjoys to play golf in the rain. I find that extremely frustrating and unfun. So,
we don't expect to see you till summer, Tim. You don't like to compete, so you want.
Oh, sure. That's it. You're right.
When's the last time you played? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Forget about the fact that
last March.
Forget about the fact that I need neck surgery. That doesn't matter.
And you still play golf.
I play like 9 holes at a time. Let's be fair. I play 9 holes at a time.
You still play golf. You're at Grapevine.
But I don't like to compete.
Still swinging. You got a membership at a new place indoor. Gosh. Don't come here with that BS. You scared.
I can go. I'm terrified. I am terrified that somebody might have a lower score than me. Oh, gosh. What will I do?
And this has nothing to do with your score. It's called Stableford. So it's according to your handicap. And it is a points game. That's all it is.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll play in the tournament if you come with me to Midland and share the drive. So I'm
not at
exhausted.
all.
Yeah,
I've
that's what I thought.
For 13 years, and once I was out, I'm out.
All right. Well, there you go. I didn't want you to play. I just wanted you to take.
Don't miss it one bit. Won't be on the sideline. I don't care about football anymore.
Wow. And here he is on the QB Huddle podcast. Doesn't care about
football. I'll segue from that, Nuhi. You're tweaking your swing. Well, guess what? This guy here, I got a swing now. I went out. Me and Tim hit I think it's called back 9. I caught me 1 birdie. That's cool with me. And it was like +8 on another one or something like that. It was pretty rough, but dude, I had fun. That's what matters. And I wanted to double back on the 30 bug, because I could do another 30 in golf. I tell you what, I had fun. Tim showed me the ropes, coached me up on something else. Golf it's not bad. I don't think I was as terrible as he thought. So hopefully it wasn't that bad. But
I
I had fun.
Tim actually played though, right? He swung a club.
We did a full 18 holes, man. Well,
yeah, we did it 18 holes. And guess how long it took? It took about an hour and 15 minutes, not 4 hours.
How
getting in and out of the
fabulous is
cart,
that?
going uphill, downhill. There was no
It was
uneven
great.
ground. It was
I
super
hinted
easy.
that we need a show there. I hinted that we need to do a show
Yeah,
there.
we do need to do a show there. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
love
it
the
was very
back
private,
nine.
discreet. No
Here in
one watched
Denton.
me make a fool of myself.
He
And
did
then we had
fix my slice first, but
he did better than I
I'll
thought he
get
would
there.
do. Lauren doesn't get enough of me trying to coach him on the football field. He decided to come get coached at the golf simulator.
more.
He actually did a good job. I was kind
Yeah,
of
that's
surprised.
awesome.
Either I'm a really good teacher or he has some natural athletic ability. I tend to think he has some natural athletic ability, and he did a pretty good job that day. Guys, if you're local to Denton, Corinth, Louisville, Flower Mound, the back nine here in Denton is absolutely incredible. Please check it out. You'll love it. I know there's one opening up in McKinney out by you, Brandon. I know you went for a free check. Man, that was fun to me. That was fun. It's no stress. I go at lunch sometimes, go in there for about an hour, work on my swing, get all my feedback, and leave. So
yeah, it was great. I'm obviously more receptive to learning in golf because I don't know anything. Meanwhile, Saturday, me and Tim got our first little run of show together as the newest duo of the Crash. Nice. And football is full of ups and downs, all that fun stuff. But I think we worked on what we needed to. We still have a couple talks because we're back at it again week 2. Football don't wait for nobody, right? We all know that. So we're gonna compare a lot of X's and O's, put the right Jimmys and Joes in the right place, and we'll go from there. Yeah, it was a poor showing stat wise, but let's not critique my performance, right? Because I would be like, I still threw 3 touchdowns, but they weren't that impressive. So
you weren't. I would say he wasn't quite garbage juice, but he wasn't on fire either. He's kind of
yeah. I blended in this week, and that's not cool.
3
for
touchdowns.
Me. 3 touchdowns in a W to me just seems pretty good.
Goose egg defense handled up. I'll stand on. I think we got the best defense in the nation, man. So we got to play catch up, and that's a little different. That's always a good problem to have. Offense trying to catch up to the defense. So we'll get there. But that was my weekend. I got football.
Yeah. My weekend was similar. My wife took the whole weekend off, which was cool. I got to hang out with her. I got my Camaro back Friday. It's got a brand new Batman wrap on it. Looks incredible. So I drove that thing around all weekend, and now my Durango is in the shop for the next month because a lady in my neighborhood ran a stop sign and ran into me. I don't know why she did that. I guess she just decided not to pay attention. My Durango is now gone for a month, and all I've got is my Camaro, and we're in the rainy season. So Tim's going to be staying in the house quite a bit.
No, you drive that thing.
The Batmobile does not go out in the rain because people in Dallas can't even drive in sunshine, let alone drive in the rain. I don't trust anybody.
So that means you're not going to back nine.
There are going to be moments of sunshine. Those will be the moments I go out to the back nine. It's going to be tough. But I'm getting out there tomorrow. I can tell you now, I'm getting out there tomorrow. My back's a little stiff. The guys don't know this, but that game on Saturday night, boy, I felt like I played. Like my back, but by halftime, my back and my knees were like, sit down, dude. Why are we standing up? Why are we still standing, Tim? That's what they kept saying to me. And I was like, just relax. It's going to be okay. Well, I got home and I should have jumped in an ice bath. I've been sore for 2 days. Man, it's hell. It is hell. I forgot what it was like.
Are you talking about having a 24/7 golf access?
Bro, I'm used to arena where you just stand in one spot. Now I'm walking up and down I'm exhausted. I was exhausted. I needed to drink about 10 gallons of water to rehydrate. Sunday was a rough day. It was a rough day.
Speaking of the hydrating, did y'all see some of the combine folks that happened this weekend? The hydration issues? Did y'all see any of that? Is it all rumors? Yeah. I was reading a thread. That's been my new thing, Threads, right? It's an Instagram thing where you can group everything together. I'm new. I'm late to that party. Apparently some people did not come.
Read, but continue.
They didn't come in with hydrate. It's almost like they had a hydration clause. I don't know what they were trying to do, save maybe for the weight or anything like that. But apparently there was a lot of people that were not hydrated at the combine. And I'm like,
really?
Is this what we're doing the combine for?
Weight purposes.
this just goes back to show, like, what are we doing at the combine? It's just a run of show. I don't think that it's real. I think that this is all posturing.
Let's talk about the combine, because as always, we had some standouts. And if we keep it quarterback, I think we had some guys that raised their draft stock a little bit, and maybe had some guys where their draft stock dropped, like a Carson Beck, perhaps. But man, what did you guys see? Did you get to watch it? I didn't get to watch it live, obviously, because Saturday was a busy day, as was Sunday of recovery. But I've gone in and I've watched all the throws. I've seen all the highlights and the lowlights, seen it all. Again, you don't get to catch a lot from that. Are there good timing on out routes? These are not their receivers, so the timing isn't going to be perfect. The deep ball is just a, hey, look how strong my arm is. Hey, and that's great. A couple of those throws were awesome. They showed Josh Allen throwing his 85-yarder a couple of years ago, and that does a disservice because nobody in this class was doing anything close to what Josh Allen had done. But anyway, I digressed a little bit. What did y'all think, man? Who stood out to you?
I mean, it's the guy from Ohio State, Deuce Storts. He stood out like a sore thumb. I mean, that dude's a freak. I mean, what is he? Was he 6'5", 242, runs a 4.4. He broke the broad jump. He broke the vertical, 43.5.
Are you talking about the linebacker?
Dude's built in the lab. He used to be a safety.
Yeah.
And then he converted to outside linebacker. Now, there was a big thing like, okay, yeah, obviously he could probably go top 5, top 10. It's just, but who's going to put all that money on an offset linebacker? And that's the thing. Another one that stood out was the kid from Arkansas. The quarterback, he tested real well, but we all know testing only goes so far. Does he put himself in a favorable position within the first 3 or 4 rounds from potentially going undrafted? But that combine does help guys like him. So I definitely think it's valuable because you can raise your draft stock. I mean, we've seen it every year. Some kid raises their draft stock just based on their, ability to perform in the combine. So I thought those two stood out like a sore thumb, those guys.
All right. I thought Ty Simpson from Alabama stood out to me. I've yet to see an Alabama quarterback come in and throw at the combine like that. That was some of the cleanest mechanics I've seen from any Alabama quarterback coming out of their college, because that they don't focus on their quarterbacks there in Alabama. So I was really used to him. Garrett Nussmeier, very impressed with him. He was hurt all season. Of course, I'm a little biased. I call the games for his little brother, who's a lefty and more athletic than Garrett. Certainly has, I think, 34 D1 offers right now. So I'm a little biased, but I liked what I saw from Garrett. He was, he started off a little rusty, then he caught steam. He was throwing in rhythm. I really like Garrett Nussmeier a lot. He's a big kid. He's a guy I think that you can bring in, let him sit for a year, maybe 2, and then take over a franchise. He's got good leadership qualities, and his dad is a NFL offense coordinator currently with the Saints, but has been in the NFL for a long time. So he's got the pedigree. He's already been there, done that, and been around it. So really, Garrett Nussmeier stood out to me. Drew Aller, to me, dropped his stock. He didn't throw the ball very well. He's a big athletic kid, but is that a guy that I'm looking at that I think I can build my franchise off of? Absolutely not. I do not think so. And then Mendoza didn't work out, but his interview was clean. If you guys remember, and I had big issues with Shador last year, who wasn't working out, who came out and said, if you want to change your franchise, draft me. And that was basically his message to the NFL. Mendoza knows he's going.
Facts.
Mendoza knows he's going number 1, but he still came in and said, hey, I'm here to job interview. This is the biggest job interview of my life. I'm here to show, I imagine even knowing he's the number 1 pick, he still went into rooms and said the right things and put on a good show for himself. He has small hands, though. Turns out he doesn't even have 10s for as big as he is. Joe Burrow doesn't either. So how big of a deal do we make about that? I don't know. But, I sat and watched a few Indiana games, guys, because I knew he wasn't going to throw. He's not it to me. If I'm the Raiders, that's not the guy I want. I don't want any of these guys. Number 1.
You have to.
Why?
You
Why?
have to take a quarterback because they have to start a
won a
rebuild.
national championship. We have to take Mendoza.
No, you have to take a quarterback. You missed what I said. This is the quarterback that is the most NFL ready and is going to give you the best chance for someone else on the team to be the problem. I don't see Mendoza being the problem. So I was with you at first, Tim. I know I'm switching up here. The last few weeks, I was like you, trying to hunt down film, something to support the narrative that Mendoza is the guy. There isn't one. The narrative is he is the guy. It's him and there's the rest. So he's your guy. You're taking him. There's no question about it. Now, if you're the Jets, Aaron Glenn, I don't think you should be falling asleep. I know you're not taking a quarterback. I think they shouldn't. But there's some other guys on that list, man. Mendoza at the top. He's number one. I wanted to touch on that, but he's going to go number one. We knew that whether he did or did not perform. You touched on Alabama. Simpson, I thought he did well. To segue that, though, Tim, or to kind of put a bullet point on there, no more Saban. So the Alabama quarterback thing is gone. The team's been different. Right. The organization's been different. So I think that you could see an uptick in the QBs coming out of there. Two guys that I don't know if you mentioned it. Knew I wasn't kind of in too big on it. I think you did. Green from Arkansas. Is it Taylor Green? Is that his name? Yeah, dude. The stats. He ran like a 4.3 in the 40. He had big jumps. His vertical was like over 40. I mean, the kid showed what we kind of already knew, but his buzz is there. He's still a mid-rounder. It's not like these guys, what are we talking about here? Thirds at best out of most of these guys. And then the last guy that I liked, I don't know if y'all saw it, maybe not. Klubnik, man, out of Clemson. I thought he did what he was supposed to do. The ball was put where it's supposed to be. He didn't outshine the Alabama quarterback Simpson, but he kept his stock real healthy. For me, because I had him much lower than maybe a top 5 or top 6. But yeah, I like the throws, man. They're fun to watch. But as we talked last show, I don't put much into this. Yes, it's an interview, but it's such a posturing interview. You're going to say the right things and do all these. Cam said all the right things, and you got a totally different quarterback out in Tennessee. So you don't always go with what the interview says. Zach Wilson was one of the best combines we've seen. He interviewed well. It just doesn't compute always. So, yeah, sure. It is a little boring to me, this combine, but you got to pay attention.
I will say this is one of the fastest combines we've seen. I mean, multiple guys are dipping in the 4.3s. We got, defensive linemen and DNs that are they're not even running 4.7s anymore, guys.
No, I know. Let's put that in perspective. I'm glad you brought that up.
And I really feel like this is can we say this is the first wave of like getting trained at 10, 11 years old, and this is the results you see? Because obviously the evolution of the NFL, we're getting bigger, stronger, faster, but now you're seeing a lot of guys that are running faster, jumping further, stronger, right? Quicker. And that's probably due to these kids been training their whole life, like the right way, performance coaches, the hydration, everything now is available, right? We didn't have that 10 years ago. It was some people didn't, some people didn't. And you're really seeing the benefit from that performance training. One of our guys, Bernard Daniel, who's at PMST, their entire crew was there at the combine this weekend. And so he had one of the offensive tackle / center for Oklahoma. I mean, these guys are freaks, man. So kudos to all the performance training and what these guys are doing, because to me, I feel like that is what stood out more to me than just, okay, let's go play football and do football drills. I mean,
you ain't lying. We talked about this, man. Those statues, man. No, you're not lying, dude. This is the first time that the combine actually writes the narrative that we've been saying for about 10 years about the game being faster, you got to be stronger. So if any box to check at the combine, that's why we're kind of bored with it. They're all freaks.
They're all freaks.
Within it doesn't matter what position, safety, quarterback, you ran a 4.3. The fact that you could look up defensive linemen that are running 4.5s and 4.4s and safeties running 4.4s and quarterbacks running 4.6s.
Morgan ran 4.36. I'm like,
dude, it's now we can't get caught up in the mix, right? We all remember John Ross.
Sure,
this is guy.
The 40 is nice. It does show, Brandon, to your point, and I think we've been saying this for 5, 6, 7 years now, is that the game is getting faster. Linebackers have been getting faster for a while. Linemen, obviously, and then your edge rushers are built like tight ends, and they're coming around the edge, and they can't be blocked. So yes, the game is being faster. My opinion, does a quarterback need to be able to run a 4.3 to be a good quarterback? No. I think the quarterback needs to be able to have an IQ, be able to read the field before the snap, be able to create his progression during the snap, and have good pocket awareness. I think, if you get out and run, that's great. But we've also seen there's only been one quarterback in the NFL that was really a runner that has won a Super Bowl. And his name is Steve Young. Nobody else. Lamar Jackson,
Jalen
Michael
Hurts,
Vick, these great guys.
Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson.
Jalen Hurts isn't Russell Wilson and Jalen Hurts
ran a
are not
4.5.
like Steve Young.
Russell Wilson leads the league in NFL rushing yards as a quarterback. He leads the league as NFL rushing.
Well, and they won because of the Legion of Boom. You don't need to be a 4.3 guy to be a good quarterback.
Bro, they put 40 points on Denver's team. That wasn't just because of the defense.
There's a guy in here that I just want to mention that I feel like
work the pocket and read the field, you can play quarterback in the NFL.
So let me ask you this:
you don't need to be
Drew Allar
to play quarterback
from Penn State. Drew Allar, he's fast. He showed size. He showed athlete, right? But he also showed he could throw the ball. He's got good arm strength.
He was extremely inconsistent.
You're talking. I think I wanted to double down when you said him too. I think you're putting him in that category of Joe Milton and Anthony Richardson. You know what I mean? But I think this guy increases draft side. I think he's a day 2 guy. I think he goes earlier than other quarterbacks. He could be the second or third quarterback, maybe third, taken off the board.
I go the other way. I look at Altmaier from Illinois, who was the most consistent with his throws. He only runs a 4.7, but he's played in the Big Ten. He's played in offensive schemes. He's played against NFL schemes.
Do you feel that he did?
Like that, and I think he rose his draft stock.
You think he did? See, I think Drew rose his. I think Penn State rose his draft stock a little bit because he showed that he didn't get opportunities to throw it as much like that. I tell you one thing, look at this vice versa, and I'll say it. Mendoza actually helped his draft stock stay put by not coming out there because I don't see him running a 4.7, 4.8. It might be less than that. I don't see him benching more than whatever. He around 4.8, right? 4.85, somewhere around there, 4.83. Yeah, but Patty's shifty.
Mahomes has got pocket work though, and he can read the field.
I don't know. I think Mendoza was smart by sticking it out and not going out there. I think that we would have seen tangibles where the small hand, right, all this other things. I didn't think he needed to throw, but it's smart. It's safe. I'll take it safe.
I think he knows what he is.
He was
Let's
safe.
just say that he's very comfortable in his own skin. I think he knows the type of player he is. I think this is more of I'm just going to outwork you in the film room, and I'm going to have to be a lot quicker and sharper than some of these guys who have hose.
Smart. Right? Very tactical. Right? Very tactical approach.
Yeah, it was very tactical by him. He interviewed very well, and
he did all the right things.
Take the guy in the first round. I don't think any of these guys are first-round quarterbacks.
I don't think
so. But the Raiders have to take a quarterback. They have to take a quarterback.
You have to.
They're desperate. So,
and business-wise, it makes sense. You're about to ship off some guys. You got to rebuild. Get you a cheap quarterback for 4 years. Ride with him. He grows. Could be your franchise guy. Next contract.
Plus, you got Tom as your mentor.
Yeah. Well, as much as they say he won't be involved. As much as they say he won't be involved. Yeah, right.
Look into your crystal ball
every time.
Look into your crystal magic 8 balls. Tell me who's going to end up having the best career out of this draft class.
The quarterbacks?
Yeah. I'm going to say it's Garrett Nussmeier just because of where he comes from, who his dad is, what he's been around his whole life. Like, he should be ready to jump into an NFL scheme and play at a high level. So I'm going to say Garrett Nussmeier is going to turn out to be the guy of this class, my opinion. Of course,
I'm going to go with the regular guy. I got to go with Mendoza, but if I had to pick a guy that was itching, I think Mendoza has a career. I think he has a future as a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
But I don't. Simpson is my wild card. If I'm going based off the combine, Simpson's my wild card. I think he has a chance to be a franchise quarterback somewhere. I just want to know how long it's going to take and who's going to give him the chance.
It'd be interesting.
The guy who's had damn near 30, 40 starts and nobody's talking about him. It's Cade Klubnik. It's the guy who has volume.
What about Carson Beck?
The right situation. I think Carson Beck is a wild card. He does have volume, but again, he only played 2 years. This
I'm gonna
guy
tell you
started
what.
as a freshman.
I was
and now
not,
he started, like, granted, he had a depleted Clemson team. It didn't look the way it was supposed to look. But to me, that's actually kind of good because how did you overcome adversity, right? How did you battle through it, right? You weren't the best team on the field always. But how did you overcome that? I think the volume for him is going to set him apart. It just depends on the situation he goes to.
I was underwhelmed watching Carson Beck. I'm not a fan. And
I was talking Clade.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Klubnik's going to be fine.
I think that's my wild card.
Carson Beck, to me, is a guy that comes with a lot on his shoulders, a lot of experience, and he's the guy. And I was underwhelmed with him in the game, in the national championship game. I was underwhelmed with him at the combine. I just don't think Carson Beck is a guy.
What do you want to see out of Carson Beck that you haven't seen?
You know,
I was gonna say all volume's not good volume, man.
Yeah, and his demeanor in that game, to me, it was.
He made one mistake.
It wasn't the.
He had it's mannerisms. He had the same mannerisms in what was it, Georgia? He saying it's the same mannerisms of it's like a job. It's just a job to him. This isn't really a care. I don't know. We're not in this guy's head. Well, I don't think he loved. Remember when you were talking? Joe Burrow lost that love for the game. I don't know if Beck's ever had it. That's why he's changing schools. He moves around. He just wants to get to the league. And when he gets there, he's going to realize it's the not for long league. Because I don't see this guy being much more than a QB2 ceiling.
So you guys realize he was a fifth-year starter at Georgia. He waited his turn behind Jake Fromm to get his opportunity. Waited 4 years while most guys would say, hey, I got to go somewhere and play. He ends up getting hurt, the same injury as Colt McCoy, which kind of forced the hand for him to leave because he's a senior grad, and he goes to this other team and gets paid. What's wrong with that?
Well, maybe
nothing,
Brandon. Maybe,
but this is the NFL, and at that point, you don't get to make all those.
Maybe he's just over it. Maybe he was just in maybe he just played that year of college to make the money and try. Maybe he's just over it at that point, and maybe we'll see a different Carson Beck in the NFL.
Is it because he looks like the guy off the Ice Age?
Exciting.
Is that why? Because is his look like? Because from what I see from production standpoint, this guy's put in the right system. This guy does some things. This guy he's 37-6 as a starter.
I understand all of that.
He's got
all volume, not good volume for me.
11,000 passing yards, 87 passing touchdowns.
Well, I guess we'll find out, right?
Major bowl games.
I guess my biggest thing is the fact that you're having to plead a case for this guy after all the stats you just said, and no one still is really batting an eye. It's just you just played a lot of football, man. He's been around some great programs, and with those programs, I feel like he should have maybe done a little bit more. And don't get me wrong, he didn't win. He's been in big games where he didn't win. So a lot of those 7 games are the ones where he didn't win, and that's a little tough. But I think his draft stock did go up. I just didn't have him high to begin with.
So I just don't win the 2023 Orange Bowl 63-3.
Who'd they play?
I don't know. But that's a big game, ain't
it? We just don't know. He's just not a highlight guy. That's what I'm getting at. Like, we should be having eyes on this guy based off his story, and we don't.
What's a highlight guy? It's a guy who makes the right decisions.
Like, there's just no. We're talking performance. I'm talking about.
Let's say he has a douche face and nobody likes him.
I think that he blends in. He's bland.
That's
there you go.
What it feels like to me.
Yeah,
Carson bland.
He doesn't.
He's bland. There's nothing.
You strip everything away. He's probably the most accomplished guy in this draft outside of Mendoza.
So why aren't we talking about him though?
Because
he's bland. He's bland.
Because he lost.
Mendoza was the number one guy.
Mendoza's just.
Mendoza was the
bag of Doritos.
No.
He's damn near.
I don't believe him.
Hey, that part, Nuhi, I agree with you. The difference is one carries himself like a professional, and the others looks like a kid changing schools, just bouncing around for money.
So it's an off the field issue. It's not a performance issue. It's a character.
Yeah, same Tim with Shador, but Shador worked out, so maybe Carson Beck can work out too.
But you said there was nothing flat. Like there was nothing like.
He's a flat line.
I need to be clear. I don't have a problem with Shador.
He wins games.
I had a problem with some of what he
said. You do.
No, I had a problem with some of the things he said at the combine because I thought he did himself a disservice.
Turns out he did himself a good service, huh? Because the Browns said, we want you to change our organization, Shador. We want you.
Yeah, he did great. He went to the Browns in the 5th round. Congratulations. You did
He
great.
changed the organization.
He did not change the organization.
Batted an eye.
He changed the organization. Yes, he did.
Where's Caleb Downs going to go? That's the question in the chat. Where do you guys think Caleb Downs will end up? Well, go ahead and take that.
3rd rounder? I don't know where. No one needs these QBs. No one needs these QBs. And y'all can disagree with me if you want. There might only be one that goes in the 1st, and that's Mendoza.
You said Caleb Downs?
I think everyone's going to jump. I think everyone's going to jump.
Bro.
He's
not a quarterback.
Oh, no. I'm talking about No, never mind. No, that's a safety.
He's got a knee issue that's been reported from the combine. So the question is, will he get drafted and where does he go? Because there's an issue with the knee that had came out.
So that is
saying he may fall to the Rams, but do the Rams take a guy with questions on the knee? I don't know.
Well, we saw a guy like that, and he played for the Cowboys, and it didn't work out so well.
Did not work out so well.
Great linebacker who had a knee injury and tried to fight through it. He was amazing, but will he ever be the same? To me, I'll be honest, Caleb Downs, I mean, we all talked about him all year, but kind of what you're saying about Carson, but
I agree. I agree.
Like, I didn't see what everybody else is saying.
I'm biased. I don't want to say it.
When he did in the combine, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But I didn't see a lot of that when he played. Maybe I could be wrong because I don't watch Ohio State football.
This is Ohio State. They don't ever play anybody.
But a dude like that, to me, if you
play Michigan every year,
like that, you would stand out like a sore thumb, like the kid out of Texas Tech. I mean, he kept getting noticed. Though he ran a 4.5, that's pretty good for him. But I didn't see that out of this guy this season. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I follow college football, but he just really wasn't.
See what I'm saying? Like, Tim, I'm with you on this being a job interview. You know what I mean? But, like, damn, it just so happens that this job interview happens on this day, set in stone, when if this safety had another month, there's no knee issues. You know, so it sucks. I wouldn't mind opting out and doing a pro day later, but he knows he's going to get penalized, you know, by people like yourself, Tim, and there's other people out there that really put stock into some of these things in the combine. But I don't even know how high a quarterback can jump.
Until the NFL changes what they're doing, this is what we have. So this is what we have to put stock in, because as we can see, we've seen many times, just because we see you in college on film and you're dominating, those guys don't always come to the league and dominate, right? It's not always the same.
For sure.
We see that. So I think, again, I'm still a big believer that the combine is simply to see be around these kids and how do they act in these situations, right? How do they interact with their peers? How do they interact in the meetings? How do they go about their workouts? Do they catch on quickly, right? I think those are what people are looking at. I don't think it's necessarily, well, that guy jumped 50 feet in the air, we need to sign him first round. I don't think that's what it is. I think some of the testing to me is ridiculous. I don't care how fast the 40 is, to be honest with you, because 40 time and football speed are very, very different. Just to put it into perspective, Jerry Rice ran a 4.7 and is widely considered the best receiver of all time and never was caught from behind. Football speed is different from 40 time speed. So I'm not a believer in the 40.
But I also think this gets a glimpse at how fast they are, right? How fast does the tape match up to the field? Like when nobody's chasing you, right? And I think, to me, the 40 is something that is important because it displays the ability to be quick in space. It also displays the ability to actually properly run. Or is that guy pulling his hamstring? Is this guy, not stretching the right way? I mean, to me, this thing kind of comes out when you do that, because if you train the right way, you can teach someone to run a 40 because it's phases through a 40.
Exactly.
What you can't teach sometimes is the instincts and the tape that they have. And I think even for DBs doing those type of drills, where they're backpedaling and switching and showing their athletic ability, I think that is a great drill.
Agreed.
I think receivers running routes on air, yes, it's on air, but do they understand how to cut? Do they paddle their feet? Do they run out of a quick cut? Or are they a little stagnant? Or are they a little stagnant getting out of the break, right? And I think those things you can see from a quarterback perspective, can the kid throw with anticipation? I don't care if you complete the pass. I care if the back foot hits and it's out on time.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You don't play with them anyway. You'll clean that up at pro day. But I think there's a lot of things that are positive about the combine versus the negative aspect of it. I think you can see something there, right? Like, shit, I didn't know he had that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go opposite kind of Newhie, but you're right. I'm a big progress better than yesterday type of dude. I put more draft stock into the pro day. You're right, because of the combine. You just identified all opportunities you may have, anything that they're watching tape right now of where he could have done better. Then you set up this pro day to show not compounding what you already did good. You try to sway the other people around. So the things that we're talking about right now, I want to see Beck out there having fun, smiling at his pro day, looking like he's actually into it. That's what he needs to do to fix his combine. And you know what I mean? Nussmeier, what does he need to do? Just throw more. We want to see him move around a little bit, get outside the pocket, throw, things like that. So I don't know. I'm more in tune to the pro days because I feel like the draft is phase one, or the combine is phase one. It's a starting point. It's out the blocks. How'd you do out the blocks? And we will compare it later. I'm gonna go with that.
Let's talk about the pro days next week, because Brandon and I have argued about pro days for years because I think they're complete nonsense, and we'll get into why next week. I think it's.
I already know where you're going, and I'm going to say now.
I'll say this, and then we can get into it next week, which will be a great conversation. At 53 years old, I could go out with a group of guys that I worked with for 4 years, and I could have a pro day, and you might want to draft me too, because I won't throw an incompletion against air. And if I do start throwing incompletions, I might want to think about picking up a different hobby and not playing football ever again in my life. To me, the pro day is the easiest, and it's a setup to make the quarterback look like he is something that he may or may not be. So that's my opinion. We'll talk about it more. Brandon's been through one. I haven't. But we'll talk about it more next week, because we have to give this the due conversation that it deserves. You see, he's already shaking his head.
Boy.
Anyway.
Me too. We're about to jump you next week. We're about to jump you next week. Dude, I'll get with you during the week, bro. We're going to jump this man.
I don't even know if I'll be on. Lord,
yeah, you know what? We're going to put 2 scripts right here, just regular papers that tape them to our cameras.
Opinion.
We're going to jump him. All right.
That's a
pro days.
I think they're not.
Jot it down, producer.
I'll say this. I'll leave this before we dive into this next topic on the combine.
Okay.
Especially for quarterbacks. You guys don't like it, especially with the throwing. Oh, you don't see the same guys. Receivers run different throws. Well, that's what the fuck you're going to do. Oh, excuse me. Well, that's what you're going to do in a mini rookie camp. So what are we talking about? You're going to throw the guys you have no idea about. You're going to still have to make those throws. You're still going to have to lead those guys. It doesn't matter, man. When you step between those lines, it does not matter. Control what you can. And if they drop it, shit, they're going to find somebody who can catch it. Your job is to go out there and deliver the mail. I
agree with Brandon. I am a big component. I'll raise my hand of the combine. I think it's the most important day in a rookie's NFL or weekend in a rookie's NFL, journey. To me, that's the most important. But we'll talk about all that next week. Let's talk about some of these transactions. We got to get into this, and we got to get going. The Lions are moving on from Montgomery going to the Texans. I'm just going to go down the list, and then we can talk about it. The Chiefs are releasing their offensive tackle, Jawan Taylor. That could be a kind of release and a sign back. That's a cap casualty, even though the cap is raising this year. Javonte Williams, re-signed by the Cowboys. We knew he wanted to be here. That's exciting. George Pickens hasn't yet, I don't believe, but he will be tagged by the Cowboys, we assume. And then Kyle Pitts looks to be franchise tagged by the Falcons. That's a little odd to me because the Falcons have proven that they don't care to use Kyle Pitts. And it blows my mind how he has not been a bigger piece of that offense since he's been there. Because he's incredible.
That's why they cleaned house.
What do you guys think of these? What do you guys think of these as we go down the list? I mean, David Montgomery wanted to go to a contender. He said he wanted to be traded. And they said, all right, well, we'll trade you, but not to a contender. We're going to send you to the Texans. What do you
Texans were in Texans were in,
you think that
where was Detroit and where was Houston?
Whoa. Do You honestly think, even though Detroit had a down year, you think that the Texans are more viable than the Lions right now?
1,000%, because they have the number one
Yeah.
defense in the league. All they need to do is plug
They
and
had
play,
that
get
last
a
year.
good back with and compare.
Well, also, yeah, and look at the division.
And find your
But
quarterback.
he said he wanted to be
CJ
with
goes
a
to therapy.
quarterback that could compete. Are we saying are we going to sit here and say CJ Stroud is better than Jared Goff?
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
believe
saying
that.
But when
No,
Jared
I can't
Goff
believe
doesn't
he's in
have
a better
play
spot.
action, Jared Goff is mid. Like, let's call it what it
Well,
is.
that's true.
Yo,
But
what happened?
Lions-
This is
Lions
clear
suffer
though.
now.
The line.
And they
Yeah,
don't
but
have
this
a
is clear.
defense.
This was clear. Ben Johnson left, so the 1-2 Sonic Knuckles, whatever punch they had going on in Detroit, is gone. We saw that last year. It did not exist. Gibbs was outrageous. So bye. And where is he going? Somewhere where they have a Woody Marks who's younger, kind of the similar situation, you know, to where it's Woody younger, faster, and then you get the Montgomery, the bruiser. Joe Mixon is still on that roster. So something's going to give over there, right? Joe Mixon's either got to bounce or he's hurt. It worries me because he's in my dynasty league. I got Joe. He was on IR.
I got him sitting on IR, just sitting there waiting.
Yeah, so this shakes up some things. But I'm sorry, Texans, this ain't the answer unless you plan to run the ball a lot, because CJ Stroud, I just don't see him getting it done until I agree with you now, Nuhi. I looked up some stuff. I looked into his offseason resume. He ain't right. He's got to get that confidence and trust that he doesn't want to hurt anybody. And this is an issue. As a quarterback,
that play scared him.
Yeah, it scared him. And Tom Brady spoke on this before. And that does that. Now, here's two things that happen, in my opinion. CJ Stroud, you're a real one because you should care about your receiver's health.
For sure.
What bothers me is other quarterbacks don't. They'll just throw that same thing again. So CJ Stroud has put some thought into it. I think it's bothering him. Hopefully they get something in there, maybe a mentalist. Tua had one too. These are more popular in the NFL now. These therapists, if you will.
Yeah.
You got to get people. You know, it's tough out there. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but I don't think this is the answer. Chiefs, I'm with you, but at the same time, Patty got hurt. Someone on that offensive line's got to go. Yeah, you got to cut somebody. So it might be a cap casualty, or it could be two birds, one stone. So
could be. I like the only really thing that stands out to me here in the rest of the transitions we've seen, or transactions that we have seen or expect, is the Cowboys franchise tagging George Pickens. I understand why they're doing it, but it also sends a message.
Help me understand, please.
Well, it sends a message that says, we understand what we need on defense. We're going to go get that. George Pickens is here. This offense is set. We are a Super Bowl contender, is what the Dallas Cowboys think. That's what it's telling me when they franchise and spend $30-something million on George Pickens, when you've already paid CD, you've paid Dak, and now you're in a Cincinnati Bengals situation where all of your money is tied up into 3 players. However, this is a franchise tag. So what that tells me, it's 1 year, right? We've got one more year to get to where we want to be. And then guess what? Then it's a decision time, because you've got 1 year left on Dak's contract at that point in time, right? Maybe you can afford to pay him and keep him for a long time. So I like the tag. So the tag tells me that in that office, they think they are Super Bowl contenders right now, with a few defensive pieces that they think they have in mind on what they're going to go get.
I would agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you to an extent. My question mark is, you're going to franchise tag him, but there's also a rumor in Dallas, as you know, we're here, so the ears are to the ground, that CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and there was one more, I think, to the tackle or guard. What's his name? Come on, help me out, Cowboy fan. Guyton, Tyler? Yeah, they're all restructuring their contract to free up like $60 million in cap. Why are you freeing up all this cap and then tagging the receiver you should be signing?
That could be for defense. Maybe the Cowboys have their eyes set. I mean, Max Crosby right now is attached to 8 different NFL teams. It could be.
You just gave the whole cap increase though to Pickens. The whole 20 to 30.
You got to think that's why you franchise tag. It doesn't count against their cap. So that's $60 million.
Yeah, but you don't lock him in. He is going to be gone. If you tag him this year, he will be gone next year.
He won't. I think he understands. That without a defense, they're not, no matter how good they are offensively, they're just not going to win.
Now, Pickens ain't that guy to understand.
Are we shocked that are we obviously shocked that Kyle Pitts and George Pickens got tagged?
Not at all.
Shocked? I'm not shocked.
Pickens, I am. If y'all don't sign him,
they've never done anything, guys. Like consistently throughout the year.
Oh, Pickens has been a baller.
No,
he has been a baller, but this is his biggest year he's ever had.
Biggest year.
Oh, wait, it's a contract year.
Replicated.
Right?
I'm with you.
Let me go out, right?
And the money has to go to defense.
Guys, it's like, dude, why can't I got that year 1 through 4?
Yeah.
That's what that says to me.
He acted like a shitberg in Pittsburgh.
Correct.
He acted like
it was a shit show.
I understand.
It was terrible.
We saw the same thing out of him a few times in Dallas. It started to creep out, and then he put it back away. There was a few games. You don't watch every Dallas Cowboy game, but I do.
Yeah, he'll disappear
where he started to act up, and you think, shit, here comes.
But that's the star, and that's Dak's fault.
Reward somebody after just one good year,
no.
guys.
I agree. I'd have been mad if they would have sunk.
Even with Kyle Pitts, the whole scenario with Kyle Pitts. Now you have a structured head coach and offensive coordinator that could elevate you and bring you out a little more better than Njoku had, right? So
yeah, Kyle Pitts, that makes sense to me. Yeah, Kyle Pitts makes sense to me. You're changing everything. He's a good player. You tag him because Pitts did last year to the back end of the year what he was supposed to be doing the first couple. So I'm not worried about that one. But I feel like Pickens is a receiver that is arguably, after this past year, what he showed with a decent quarterback, he's a top 10 receiver easily. You pay this man, especially if you just freed up all the money
on the line, bro. We can't. You can't afford it. You're going to deplete your fucking team. Excuse me. You're going to deplete.
I think they already did. I think they already did.
The SEC is going to come for us.
You know what happened with us when we signed 2 $30 million receivers? One quit on us, and the other one got traded.
One never showed up.
I mean,
and look where we're at. We're playing with guys that are unknown, and we don't know who's going to be the guy.
I want to say this very clearly. Wide
Dak
receivers
needs it to be successful.
No. I'm going to be very clear when I say this. Wide receivers do not win Super Bowls, and that's been proven time and time and time.
Wide receivers help make up for bad QB play, and that's what's in Dallas
AJ Brown
right
was
now.
the first big-time multi-million-dollar receiver to win a Super Bowl. You do know that, right?
But there you go.
That's the first one.
That proves my point.
But it's the
wide
first
receivers aren't the reason you win Super Bowls. No disrespect to wide receivers.
Well, it's all defense, guys. I mean, it's the trenches. The trenches win
defense
championships
and offensive
line
wins
right?
Super Bowls.
That's because most of the time the quarterbacks that get, I bet you if we looked up that stat too, most of the time, or not quarterbacks, most of the time the receivers, they're not on a multi-million-dollar contract when they win theirs. They're still on their rookie deal because that's when receivers are studs. The first 5 years is when they're studs. After that, you're going to see a decrease if you don't have a quarterback. Notice we say that about the vet wide receivers when they're on the move. Well, he's going to want to play for a vet quarterback because they know they can't do all the same stuff anymore. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say something that may be unpopular. Just based on all receivers coming out, these young guys they're hungry and they're going like a Puka Nacua you've seen. You don't need to pay a receiver $30 million plus a year, bro.
I agree.
I'm paying Jamar.
I'm not.
In fact, I would almost devalue receivers as bad as the NFL's devalued running backs because to me, running backs are more important.
Volume, bro. Go
in a game where the game is, you said it, faster and more passing, obviously pass heavy. Because I'm with you, running backs are kind of falling at the wayside. No one's signing these guys to those bigger deals anymore. But you got the guys that pass catch, and those are the ones that are going to get the money because they could do a little bit of both.
They're a dime a dozen. Wide receivers.
Well, not anymore. Not the good ones, bro. Not the good ones.
Receivers they are schemed open, guys.
That's
you
also
don't
true.
have those guys that can just, hey, I'm going to annihilate you for 12 receptions, and I'm just going to keep doing it. It doesn't matter who.
That's Jamar Chase.
But Seattle just won a Super Bowl off of Walker.
He takes a lot of his throws, quick slants, hitches, back screens. He'll get a post every now and then off of a play action.
Sure.
But if you go and watch his highlight tape, bro, it's not the whole.
Well, we have to understand that this is a big time receiver, and most of his highlights are better when he doesn't have his top quarterback in there because it's just get me the ball, just get me the damn ball. So I guess what we're all talking here, circular. I was about to say this is circular reasoning because this is just the beauty of the NFL. If you got a subpar quarterback, you better get you a Jackson Smith and Jigba and a Cooper Kupp to pair with him. If you got you a meaty offense and a Christian McCaffrey, you better get you one of them Brock Purdy's to sling the ball to whoever because it doesn't matter.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying?
You had that in Seattle. You had Smith and Jigba and you had Cooper Kupp. And in the Super Bowl, it was the running back that took over, and they don't even want to re-sign him. He
didn't take over. It was 26 carries. No one's getting that in a regular season game. 26 carries, bro.
It's been proven that you can win that way.
Because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. You can't do that anymore. Running backs aren't built like that.
Man,
they're getting smacked by these 6'4", 300, 4'3" DNs that we're talking about.
We had 4 tight ends and 1 running back that was in the top 10 in receptions. But we need a $30 million receiver.
Yeah,
y'all don't.
Come on, bro.
Most receivers don't.
Come on, man.
Most teams don't.
And tight ends are changing too.
126 receptions, man.
And tight ends are changing too, man. Most of them, the good ones that we're talking about, can probably block too. So they're doing things to get open. I don't know. I'm not taking value away from wide receivers as a whole. I'm down with that. But every team needs a true wide receiver one. Every team. And I think that they should be paid as such. 25 to 30 mil.
It's hard to say that, because the number one wide receiver to me is a guy who can get open on an island. Most of these guys are schemed open.
That's just because that's the scheme they're running. If you tell me that Jamar Chase can't get open, they're just following the rules, though. They're just following the rules.
Right, but a lot of these are bubble screens, fast screens, little quick one-on-one whip routes in the red zone.
You got to take what you can give you.
Drag off the mesh. These guys really aren't going one-on-one.
They don't get one-on-ones. That's the defense dictates. Right, they're breaking it half the time.
Lauren, I'll ask you one question before we move on to some of these veteran quarterbacks.
Sure.
Because you are so pro wide receiver, what can a wide receiver do to change the game? What can a wide receiver do to make life easier for the quarterback? And how many of those
what we just talked about
right now?
What we just talked about, a true wide receiver one is going to have a backer shaded and as well as a safety over top. You have to amount for that. Unless you get a Ramsey or someone that's coming down and they're going to take care of that wide receiver. A good wide receiver is not going to get he's drawing 2. And I feel like if you have a wide receiver one that can draw 2 people, which it wasn't CeeDee Lamb this year, it was George Pickens. Drawing the doubles, drawing the safety help. I feel like that pays. Now, to Nuhi's point, he's right. If you have to scheme up a top wide receiver, you overpaid. Agreed. You overpaid.
They motion all the time to overcome that shade or that guy sitting on top.
That's a reaction to a double team. But that's a reaction to a double team.
Create the one-on-one.
But that's a smart play.
I mean, I understand it's smart, but do you need to pay a guy $100+ million a year to run motion and catch open jet sweeps?
No.
You don't.
All right, let's
we're burying ourselves with playmakers that aren't getting us to the dance.
It's true. There's a lot of
we need to invest in our interior to be able to compete in the playoffs.
So you're telling me, both of you guys right here are telling me. So you guys both right now are telling me, which it's going to happen, Kenneth Walker will be released, right? Yes. They're not going to, But you're also telling me that Jackson Smith and Jigba doesn't get wide receiver money? You don't pay him wide receiver one money, $30 million a year?
No.
Well, they will, but we don't think they should.
No.
That's what I'm saying. They are going to. And
they're going to. And Walker's going to end up in New York.
Cooper Kupp was a triple crown guy. And after 2 more seasons after that, what happened?
He caught his triple crown late. That's not fair. He caught his triple crown like at 29, 30 years old.
I mean, but the fact is why? He was schemed open. This still goes back to my point.
But that's a certain type of offense you're talking about too. You're
mentioning
like that now. You're mentioning most offenses are like that. A lot of it is. But DK Metcalf in the Steelers offense right now is a true wide receiver one. And a lot of it goes back to the fact that they're quarterback. DK Metcalf. It goes back to a vet quarterback. A vet quarterback is going to treat a wide receiver one how they're supposed to be. Stafford got to where he got to this year because he knows how to manage a wide receiver one and a wide receiver 2. But they still had the one. He wasn't doing all that when it was just Puka. Nope. He was struggling because there's no one to draw the double team. Devontae Adams took away a lot of – they paired with each other. Don't get me wrong. But Stafford wasn't doing what he was doing a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, without the wide receiver one.
Stafford, brother. That dude been cooking since he got with the Rams.
I'm not right, but he's not putting up them numbers. He's throwing more picks, trying to force it to the wide receiver ones. Stafford's play last year outdid the past couple of years because Devontae was there. A real
Devontae
Last of a
definitely
dying breed,
But there's
wide
not many
receiver
left.
one.
That was my point. There's not a whole lot of Devontae Adams in the league, right? Jamar Chase.
I think there
Devontae,
is. They're just not
there's a
with
few.
veteran quarterbacks. Things change when you get a veteran quarterback that knows how to use you.
Speaking of veteran quarterbacks, we have a few teams that have veteran quarterbacks that are questions whether they will keep them or let them go. In the day of Sam Darnold making a few changes and now winning a Super Bowl, that's just changed GM's minds a little bit. I'll just throw some names out here. Daniel Jones with the Colts. Kyler Murray, we kind of know he's on the move. Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers. I hope he stays put. Tua with the Dolphins, probably on the move. Justin Fields, definitely on the move. Not even close to a Sam Darnold. And then here's the one that surprises me that is on the list is J.J. McCarthy, who is just about to play in his second full season. Why in the hell do we give up on J.J.? I guess because he's a little skinny white dude and we don't like white quarterbacks. So we're going to just give up on J.J. McCarthy for no reason.
Okay, but
you guys are both wrong.
Stafford and
you guys are both wrong. You guys are both
wrong. They were so quick to get rid of it. Yo, this is how bad the Vikings are talking right now. They are considering Tua and Geno Smith as quarterbacks. Yes, and Kyler and a bunch of other names. Cool. But they specifically said Tua and Geno Smith. Are those formalities? Are they just doing that to check the box of we interviewed black quarterbacks, blah, blah, blah? Who knows?
I don't know.
Here's what I mean. They let Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold go last year for this lovely number 9 right here.
They do this to J.J. McCarthy after playing a season with no offensive line, with injuries riddled throughout on both sides of the ball. The entire franchise was a mess. If they do this, all I hope is that they free JJ to allow him to go somewhere else. And I hope every single time he plays the Vikings, he beats the shit out of them. Because the Vikings,
I'm pretty sure I said last year.
The quarterbacks. We can see
I
that
told you, me and Newhy said it, and I doubled down on it. He might not start another game in the NFL.
He might not be in the league. Yeah.
Untrue.
I'm telling you.
Untrue. Nope.
Yeah. McCarthy gets the ultimate horns.
On the field, the horns are coming.
Disagree.
He's either throwing a pick or he's on the sideline. There's no in between.
You should stick to the real number 9. Stick to Tony Romo.
Now,
stick to Tony Romo.
Who would be a great addition to this style of offense and who can pull the trigger and be decisive is Mac Jones.
100%.
Pull the trigger with him, please.
They ain't paying that value. Y'all know you got value over there.
We'll even give you a third because we draft.
Listen to that. Come on, you're asking for high priced for Mac Jones. You want people to pay.
Mac Jones can do. He was a former first.
Yeah, y'all under Shanahan.
Say that again.
Only under Shanahan.
Mac Jones is a solid number 2
quarterback. Don't worry, I'll wait. He won 30 plus
under
games
Shanahan.
Who was he under?
No, he had to learn though from Shanahan. Is what I'm saying.
He's a solid number 2.
What did he do? He learned. Sam only stayed 1 year. He got picked up by the Vikings, and that's
all I'm saying.
Trigger, he wins 14 games.
49ers need to hire you, bro, because you're trying to sell for that draft pick right now. You're making his.
What about Daniel Jones?
He's hot right now, bro.
I feel bad for Daniel Jones because he's about to get the injury discount if he stays, if they even want him. Yeah, Richardson's out too. I heard they're looking to move him. It sucks for Daniel Jones, but man, it really sucks.
You're not going to sign Daniel?
Not with a torn ACL.
Stayed healthy. ACL, exactly. Bro. Not with both.
That sucks.
Sorry, DJ. I know. I hate it, dudes.
He got money. He need to go into coaching because it's over with.
Yeah, he'd be a good coach too. I think he would be a good coach.
Probably an amazing coach.
What, he go to Duke? He's smart.
Great guys.
I feel bad for DJ, man. I feel bad. I feel bad. If they sign him, you're getting him on like a Mac Jones deal. 2 year, 12 mil.
Okay, so who's going to start for the Colts next year?
They're in the hunt. They're looking. They've looked at Tua. They've looked at Malik. They've looked.
I heard Malik wants something $30 million a year.
If he leaves, I heard he wants to be a starter. Yeah. If he leaves,
the guy that was a backup
why not? You gave
he can be an NFL starter. Wants starter money and wants to be.
That ain't even starter money no more. That ain't even starter money. That's half of starter money. That's half of franchise money. That's a deal. You tell me I get Malik for 30, I'm taking. That's a deal.
Malik,
give me a 3 year.
What is Malik? What has Malik
88
done
mil.
outside of one game in Green Bay where he had to come in the middle of the game? They had no film on him.
I'll tell you exactly what he's done.
What has he done? What has he done?
He sat in Green Bay, where history track shows if you sit there longer than 2 years, chances are you're a decent, damn good starting quarterback. I'll take that track record.
Bro, you're kidding, right?
We'll see.
So you didn't think he did anything in Green Bay?
I mean, he stood in a couple times for Jordan Love.
Stood in a couple times. Never.
Did he show you that he's a franchise quarterback?
Completed over 80% of his passes.
I'm talking to a guy that's a huge Malik fan. So
no. But I'm giving you facts over emotion.
But you're a huge Malik Willis fan.
But I'm giving you facts over emotion.
He did good in a backup capacity. He hasn't shown me he's a franchise quarterback.
I'm giving you facts over
emotion. He sucked in Tennessee every time he jumped on the field.
Yeah, because Tennessee is a shithole organization, and every quarterback who goes there.
I'll give you another one, Tim. If you're willing to let
live up to the hype.
If you're an organization that's willing to let Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold walk to put all your chips on J.J. McCarthy, then I think you should put all your chips on Malik Willis. That's a safer bet than McCarthy.
Nothing to do with the Minnesota Vikings. Malik Willis is not as good as J.J. McCarthy.
This guy right here.
No!
Hold on.
Pause. Knew you didn't hear what he said.
No, you didn't hear it.
Tim, repeat that.
Repeat it.
I do not believe.
No. Just like you just said it.
Willis is a better quarterback than J.J. McCarthy. We're talking about a guy that won a national championship. A national championship quarterback who's never gotten this much disrespect.
It's been a great season. We're just getting started. Wow. Facts over Billings. You realize this guy's got 6 touchdowns and no picks and has a QB rating of 135 average and completes over 82% of his passes in 2 years. Facts over Billings, Tim. Meanwhile, McBunt's stiff double digits.
Okay.
Come on,
What's up, number 2? What's up, Malik?
Bro?
Where you headed, Malik? Where you headed?
You said J.J. McCarthy is better than Malik Willis?
Give me a call, Malik. Where you headed?
In my lifetime, I have never seen so much disrespect towards a national championship winning quarterback in my existence.
Sure you have. Tim Tebow.
Ken Dorsey. Who else?
Tim Tebow.
Ken Tebow.
We can go on for days.
Who else?
A.J. McCarron.
AJ got plenty of chances.
Blake Sims. Who else?
You don't think McCarthy has had chances? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying he's played a half of one season, and we're saying, give up on the kid. He's no good.
They gave
like you guys don't. How have you not seen the upside to JJ?
I haven't seen any upside to JJ.
I don't understand. Yeah, I know you don't.
Jackson Dart is better than JJ McCarthy.
You know where JJ McCarthy would flourish
is 1 and 2, bro.
You know where JJ would flourish?
For every touchdown, there's a pick. There's 2
in the UFL. He would flourish in the UFL.
No, he's one of those guys that can step into San Francisco right now and take them to the playoffs. I promise.
Oh, that's because of Shanahan.
JJ.
Stop it. So JJ's better than Brock is what you're telling me.
The 49ers have a better team than the Vikings up front. That's for sure. I'm not saying he's better than Brock Purdy. He hasn't proved that.
What Brock Purdy did.
Is he better than Mac Jones?
I'm saying he would play. He would play just like Mac Jones played. 100%.
Not even close.
100%.
He can't even read front side of the field.
Not true. That's not true.
That's 100% true. Go back and watch. Go back and watch film.
Okay. I love this.
You want me to start flooding the JJ stuff again?
What'd you say?
Start flooding the JJ short videos?
Listen, JJ is going to be fine. The fact that you all want to give up on him after like 6 games is I'm embarrassed.
15 times in high school, 19 times on average in college. That's not enough volume, man. He's going to have
put your jersey up on the wall, my friend. Put your jersey up on the wall.
I have 2 JJ Viking jerseys.
Okay. Here we go. You want to know his comparison? He's very Trey Lance.
Zach Wilson.
God.
He's very Trey Lance.
No.
The guy didn't have
I don't remember Trey Lance going to the University of Michigan.
The guy didn't have a lot of
national championship.
I mean, he won a Heisman in FCS. He won a
national
championship.
He didn't play major D1 football. So
it is D1 football, Tim.
I mean, Michigan.
Bro, I know a ton of D1 players that are absolutely dog shit.
Dude,
I don't feel like Trey Lance really had a fair shot to start.
Trey Lance couldn't get into Michigan. Period. So he's not as good as JJ McCarthy. No.
Bro, JJ McCarthy.
They didn't
went to
want
IMG.
Michigan didn't want a quarterback that
JJ
threw the
went
ball
to
more than
IMG
12
Academy.
times.
Do you know what IMG Academy is, Tim?
It's an academy.
That is full of five stars.
It's a I'm made good academy.
That is
I'm
full
made
of
That tells
good.
you right now
players.
that he's already that guy. He was already that dude. But you guys don't. You guys have never liked him, so I'm cool with it.
Bro,
It's
he's
all
never
good.
given me a reason to like him.
That's what I was going to get at.
His game's not fire. His game is mid at best.
Okay. I mean, we give other quarterbacks all the leash in the world.
Right now, if I'm the Vikings and I just saw what Ty Simpson just did, I'm taking him.
Well, okay.
I'm putting pressure.
Only person on this quarterback. There's two people on this quarterback list.
They're both on rookie deals. What do you got to lose?
I'm not taking Justin over JJ. I'll give you that one. I'm not taking Justin Fields over JJ.
No.
And I'm probably not taking Tua either. But other than that, Aaron Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Malik Willis, Geno Smith. I'm taking all these people over JJ.
First of all, Aaron Rodgers.
Ouch. You're taking Tua over McCarthy?
Yes, absolutely.
Brandon has hated McCarthy since day one.
He's more efficient.
He can't throw the ball further than 30 yards, though.
That's over feelings.
Dude, Tua doesn't even know his name half of the time, and you want him to play in front of JJ McCarthy?
He's more serviceable than JJ. JJ, how many games have JJ played, and how many games has he missed? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Well, I mean, he played okay. Forget about the
taking the under.
Forget about that. Forget about what was around him. Forget about the fact that there were second and third string offensive linemen in front of him. Forget about the fact that
still a top 5 defense in the NFL.
A year ago.
That team?
A year ago. They weren't a top 5 defense last year.
Bro, they were top 10 at least. Their defense gives people hell. What are we talking? You couldn't even get
the whole team was on IR last year.
Your number one receiver's prime right now because you can't even get them to. You can't even get the ball.
Once again, it goes back to my receivers don't win you games.
Receivers don't win games. His feet are not good, Tim. Watch the all 22. He is not ready. He is a guy that you will. He's a guy that could wait, like a Jarrett Stidham or Zach Wilson, learn a little bit like a Malik Willis, and come in and play efficient ball. If you cannot be efficient in the NFL, if you can't make the layup throws consistently, you do not deserve to be a franchise quarterback. That's just plain and simple. And don't you bring up ever Jalen Hurts in this because he's actually one of the number one quarterbacks in high percentage throws.
Oh, he's fantastic at RPO bubbles and
high percentage throws.
I don't know if there's a better RPO quarterback in the NFL than Jalen Hurts.
JJ McCarthy led the league in 3 and outs. Come on, man. Stop playing.
I'm just saying I'm not giving up on a guy that played in maybe 6 full games so far in his career. I'm not giving up on that guy.
Michigan, and he won a national championship.
That's right.
Stealing guys' signs.
Not giving up on him.
Fantastic.
I'm shocked that you're willing to give up on him that fast. How about Aaron Rodgers?
It's over with.
Are you letting Aaron Rodgers leave Pittsburgh? Because I'm not. If I'm Mike McCarthy, I took that job because Aaron Rodgers is there. There's no way Aaron Rodgers leaves Pittsburgh and goes anywhere else except retirement, right? Like, he's going to be a Steeler.
It's over with.
For Aaron?
It's over.
Then why did Mike McCarthy take the job?
Because Mike McCarthy's from Pittsburgh.
They don't have a quarterback in the room. How is it over?
I think he stays.
Will Howard.
Will Howard's not.
I think he gets one.
Kyler
I think
Murray.
he gets one. I think he gets one more year. Aaron Rodgers is cool with running it back.
I think he gets one more year. I think he
so,
ended the year healthy. He was in the playoffs. He's got to be motivated by that. And now he gets his guy back. He gets the guy that made him.
Wasn't he the one that
Aaron
left?
is smart.
Wasn't he the reason he left?
No. People said that. If you listen to Aaron Rodgers, he's been nothing but complimentary.
McCarthy left?
No, he's been nothing but complimentary about Mike McCarthy. Like,
it was the draft. It was the GM who drafted the QB. Mike didn't.
Yeah,
Mike McCarthy didn't want to either, apparently.
I don't think we see Aaron until September or preseason.
Exactly.
This thing. He deserves it. He's the first ballot Hall of Famer. But if I'm being honest, fellas, it's over.
I'm with
I hope
you,
not.
but it's over next year. This is the 1 year to make the Steelers feel kind of good with starting over. I don't see it being a good year for
Brother,
them.
they ain't had a first-round win in 17 years.
Yeah, but
It's
we
over.
discredit the fact that they're there every year with
Oh, no,
piss
excuse
poor
me, since
rosters after
2017.
Ben left.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
After Ben left, they've been in
I
the
think
playoffs
Aaron was
every year.
dead.
You can't discredit that.
I
I
understand
think if
that. I'm looking at it from a perspective of, number one, is Rodgers healthy enough to go? Will his body be sustainable? Because we all know as these guys get older, it takes longer to recover, and they don't like the process anymore. I know that's
Yeah.
one of the things.
This is what's going on. He's avoiding the
I
process
know.
right now.
And of course, I broke my femur, but I still had the passion to play. But I didn't like the preparation anymore. I was like, I don't like it anymore. John L. All these guys. I ain't comparing myself to these guys, but I'm just saying, when you get in that situation, you've just been beat up so long. You're like, shit, I gotta go through this again. It's the preparation to get you to the season, not playing in the season. That's the fun part. It's getting to it. So is he gonna be mentally able to say, you know what, man, I'm gonna get this another shot?
I think one more shot with his old head coach.
Yeah, I think that's
what
the
it's all
fire.
about.
I think
Did he
gets
throw
one
a
more.
pick on the last play? Pick six?
He did throw. I don't know if it was a pick six. It definitely wasn't an interception though.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was a pick
That eats
six.
at a guy like him.
I look for him to come back, and I'll say this: if you've never seen Aaron Rodgers live, I have as a Packer several times. If you've never seen Aaron Rodgers live and you have the opportunity to see him next year, go see him. It's fun to watch him work. He does things at the line of scrimmage that quarterbacks today simply don't do. The way he carries himself on the sideline in between, man, you can learn a lot. If you're a young quarterback and you want to know how to play the game, go watch Aaron Rodgers play live. It's outstanding.
And I wish I got to see him live.
Watch what he does at the line of scrimmage the whole time, because he does more than most. The last guy I guess we talk about is Justin Fields. Talk about it's over. Should never take a snap at quarterback again. However, he can play football in the NFL. He could be a Tyson Hill if his ego will allow him to do so. And then if that's the case, who takes him? Who's creative enough to take a Justin Fields and make him productive in an offense? Where does he go? Chiefs?
No.
Andy Reid, most creative offensive coordinator in the NFL. I don't know who else.
I like to see him in Baltimore or with the Eagles.
See, the Eagles make a lot of sense.
Or Baltimore.
Eagles only make sense if he's playing quarterback again. He's not necessarily leaving quarterback.
Yeah, I know. Like, go back up Jalen Hurts.
He's not. If you ask me, I want to see him in Miami. They got a lot of crap going on. You can put him back there with A-Chain and really, really run the ball effectively as you rebuild. He ain't a franchise quarterback no more. He can go in and compete with Ewers. You don't have to spend a pick on a young guy, because what are they going to do? Go spend money? The Dolphins are in full rebuild. I think this guy's next 2 to 3 years are in rebuilding situations as a Geno Smith bridge type quarterback. He's a Band-Aid. Interesting Band-Aid, but
I agree with Brandon. If you're Justin Fields, forget about going somewhere and competing for a starting job. I think if you want to keep getting paid by the NFL, you want to keep playing quarterback, you go back up Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson or somebody that you can somewhat emulate what they do if they go down. Justin Fields can run an RPO offense. He can. And he can run a lot of quarterback sweeps. He would fit in both systems. He's a better fit in Baltimore than the old Cowboys quarterback. I can't even remember his name now, but our old
Cooper Rush.
He's better. He's a better fit than Cooper Rush in Baltimore. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
but here's the thing.
Don't be a backup to one of these guys.
But here's the thing with Justin Fields. It's up here. He's never truly learned how to play the position.
Anybody
he does what you say.
Offense,
he just
bro.
emulates. It's there, and that's because he played 6 games at Ohio State. He doesn't. Maybe, but he still does what he wants. Yeah. He does what he wants. He doesn't even read the RPOs. I've seen him pull stuff with the DN, stare right at him. You know, you're a Chicago fan. Like he ran around. Again, their skill set is there. I just don't know where it translates to the NFL.
Here's the thing, and I'll disagree, Lo, respectfully, just because, yes, Miami feels like a great spot, right, with Achane and those guys. But it's a different offense, and I feel like for him to really overcome some of his flaws, he needs to get around quarterbacks that have a very specific skill set and who can execute. And he he can still play his game, but he can execute amongst that offense with those QBs, learning because he has a specific skill set. If you go back from the very beginning when Justin Field played, who was his backup? A guy who was a statue, right?
Yeah.
Then you trade him to Pittsburgh and you play with Russ. Now, I like that little combination there. It's a little bit, okay, he can polish up a little bit, but he's much more of a dynamic athlete than Russell Wilson. If we'd have said he went to the Seahawks during Russell Wilson's prime, maybe that can help translate. But then he goes to the Jets. Who is his backup there? So he has nobody to really compare himself athletically to. And to me, if you're a dual threat guy or a guy who's athletic, you want someone who's complementary to like, oh, shit, he can make that play and still make that read. Hey, I can do that as well, rather than, man, I'm never going to play like that. So he has nobody.
I think we saw that. I think we saw that, and we saw the inability to learn in Pittsburgh with Russell Wilson.
Not the same type of athlete.
It wasn't even about that. It's the fact that Russell came in and started when Justin Fields ran the ball and had them 5-1. Why is he still starting? Because he can't make the reads and the simple throws. It's a want. It's a want.
He's also not seeing a great example because over time we understood that Russ was an ad-lib player. He wasn't a pocket guy, and it got exposed when he went to Denver.
So did we miss the window?
Exposed when he went to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he missed the window.
He doesn't possess the athleticism nor the pocket presence. I feel like Jalen Hurts and Lamar give you both those, and you're like, I can play my game like this and be sustainable and learn.
He's 27 years old.
Did
we miss that window? Did we miss that window?
You
just said it. At 28, quarterbacks don't run anymore. They have to learn how to be a pocket passer. He's already got money.
But those two extend the play, and they don't take a lot of hits. That's something that he does a lot. He gets hit a lot.
I see your comparison. I'm not trying to poo-poo it. I'm through putting any type of quarterback stock into Justin Fields because again, the mannerisms aren't there.
Right.
So you're willing to give up. You just said you're ready to give up, and I'm willing to open and change my position because your agent told you that's going to sound better. I'm not sure. You know, Tim,
I don't personally think he really cares about the game. I don't see that fire with him. I don't.
He wants the fame. Fiery. He just likes the fame.
I feel like he's a guy that's always been compared to Trevor Lawrence when they were back in their Georgia days. We saw the QB1 show. He was a hell of a baseball player. I felt, hey, your stock in baseball can be crazy. You're a 6'3" shortstop who can fly, right? That's some elite stuff. And you go to Ohio, or you go to Georgia. Who was the guy that you saw? Oh, wait, it's Jake Fromm, a guy who's a statue who ain't in the league. Oh, you go to Ohio State. Well, who's the guy you get to see? Who's the guy you can follow? It was no one. It was always him. So he's never had that guy to look at and compare himself athletically. Like, that guy's a freak, but he can manage to do the same stuff. I can take from this and learn because of the skill set.
It's that part. It's user for me. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to learn.
I don't think he's ever been
stuck in his ways.
We could talk about Justin.
Chicago gave this man everything, in my opinion.
But who was his backup to learn from, Lauren? That's where
he will not learn. That's what I'm getting at. He will not learn from somebody.
Good backup to learn from. Could you imagine if he learned from a guy like Cam Newton?
His backup was the Red Rifle, by the way.
But I'm saying, like, Red Rifle was a statue.
I understand that.
He can't look at statues anymore. We have to compare his athleticism, bro. We have to match that to where it's like, man, this guy is a better pocket passer, but he can move too. So I need to learn from him, right? So I can save myself.
I just don't think he's the learning type. He's not a sitting type. He's someone that is a starter or nothing similar to Cam. And I do think that Malik Willis will be taking over in the Jets and showing him how it should have been done. That's where I think Malik is going to go. Because
what did Malik have to do?
He had to sit. I'm with you 100% on the plan. I'm 100% on the plan of what Justin Fields should do. But from what I've seen from Justin Fields, he won't. He wants to get on Instagram and say, yeah, I'm trying to go back to Atlanta.
Right.
Yes, here I go.
He's
a starter, bro. He thinks he's a starter.
Love, right? Jordan Love can move a little bit, you would say, right? He can move.
Sure. Sure.
do some things. Okay.
Malik was more of a runner heavy, so he learned to backseat that. Yeah, 100%.
Athleticism that Malik needed to see because he has that skill set, but he also contained himself. Justin's never had that guy to learn from. He's never had it because he's always been the most athletic player on the field or on the team.
See, I think that I'm with you on the fact that it's never happened, but that's a want. We know that from Cam Newton. You have to want to be a backup and want to learn. He doesn't. That's been made very clear. So much so that he's even saying, if I'm not a starting quarterback, I'm willing to change my position. He doesn't even want to be a backup. He wants to be a different position entirely. I don't want that.
You never know how quick your career can turn around. Randall Cunningham was an athletic freak. Did he get it from a passing perspective? No, he didn't until he stepped away. And then he got behind Brad Johnson and he learned a little bit more. And then he became a savage in the pocket in the 98 season. If we remember with Randy Moss and Chris Carter.
But if we go back to it too.
Never did that.
If we go back to it, Justin Fields is not the best pocket passer out. He can't deliver a ball.
It's like, you know,
so too much to learn, in my opinion. Too much to learn.
Man.
For a guy that has no motivation or drive to learn.
I have a great idea for Justin Fields. As a Chicago Bears fan, I would like to see, since Malik Willis is apparently going to go be a starter somewhere, I would like to see Justin Fields get signed to Green Bay as a backup for Jordan Love.
That would be awesome.
Jordan Love has proven that he can't play a whole season. So that would mean the Packers would definitely lose a few games. So Justin Fields to the Packers.
They're not taking on that challenge. That's way too big.
All right. Let's move on to this. I think we've kind of took that to nauseum. So a couple quick reactions from you guys, and then we'll get out of here. The cap is going to jump from 22 million to 301 million. How does this help teams? Could help the Bengals, could help the Cowboys who are in cap hell. Is this enough of a cap jump to get some of these teams over the hump, or is this just able to remanage and sign some of the players that you already have that you might lose?
Real quick on me, and I'll let you go. It's just a catch up.
It's just to manage some of the players, man. I mean,
it's to manage the new market of QBs.
But it's up to the quarterbacks to take the discount.
Yeah.
It's the bottom line, dude. If you can take 53 to 52 and a half, hey, take it. Take it. Do not try to reset the market, guys.
I'm concerned.
It'll happen. We already know this is inflation at its finest. This is just catching up to the QB market.
Lo said earlier, you said that Dak was going to restructure his deal. Up until now, from anything that I've seen, he has yet to ever restructure. And remember when he got the deal that he got, he came out and said, it's not about the money for me. It never has been. I just have to make sure the next guy is set up. That tells me that when it comes to restructure, his opinion might be, well, I don't want to set a bad precedent for the other young quarterbacks that are getting all this money, so I'm going to keep my money. I don't care I don't think winning or losing is important to Dak Prescott. And I say that because he's come out and said, I don't define myself by winning and losing. It's not that big of a deal. This is a job to him. It's his job to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, and he gets paid very well.
Star.
I don't see
star. None of them care. None of them care at the star. None of them care anymore.
Here's Dak.
Disappointing. It's just very disappointing.
Very disappointing.
Because it's true.
I look at him as greedy.
I always looked at this and I always used to get like, man, how could you say that? I was like, dude, I don't feel any quarterback's worth $100 million. I don't.
Damn.
There's one. Either. There's one.
Yeah, and he gets a part of the Kansas City Royals too.
Ooh.
Patty's worth everything.
Patty's worth the whole thing.
They gave him a piece of the Royals. They gave him a piece of the Royals.
He's got heart, and he makes clutch plays when it matters. Okay. He's the scariest player in the NFL still, with one leg.
Robot leg now.
I mean, before he got hurt this year, the Chiefs were not very good.
They were
still fighting. That's the thing.
They might have,
but they weren't with nobody. With nobodies, you can barely name one receiver, and the chance he wasn't active that week.
No quarterback is going to be as good as they can be without the right people around them and the right coach on the sideline. I feel like if you're a quarterback, get your money, but make sure that you can put 5 elite players in front of you. Make sure you can get at least 1 elite player outside. Make sure your tight end is a stud, and make sure you can pay the guy behind you that runs the ball. That if you're the quarterback,
I agree with Nuhi. I don't think there's any quarterbacks going to reset the market. So I don't think there's any quarterback out there that is good enough to reset the market. I think this is where we're going to live: 45 to 60 mil in quarterbacks. Take the 50 sub discount like the Purdy's, and you got yourself a team. You want to be greedy, take it. Then the cap jump for nothing, and you're going to be sitting in the same spot we were if you were when Jared Goff with the rent took the money, reset the market. We've seen this before, but this is just balancing out the new QB contracts, in my opinion. So we'll see who's dumb enough to mess it up. 2
last questions, and we'll get out of here. Mac Jones, he is set up to be possibly the next Sam Darnold, right? We've talked about that a little bit. Who can he put over the hump? What team just needs a Mac Jones right now to do what Seattle did a year ago?
It's a great story. It's a great story. He can go to the Vikings to hope for the best, but Mac's not going to find a situation that's perfect like Seattle's. Sam Darnold couldn't even predicted what Sam Darnold did.
So. I don't even think we predicted Seattle was going to be good.
Hell no.
Well, I'll go a different way. If I'm the San Francisco 49ers, knowing what I know about Brock and his potential to get injured, I'm not letting Mac Jones go out the door. He proved to me that he is the best backup in the league, and I'm not letting him go.
I wouldn't let him go unless it's a first, second round pick, period.
Right. I was just about to say, you're letting him go for a second easily.
Yeah.
Why? Easily. Because Shanahan has proven you can get yourself another Mac Jones. And he can create a Mac Jones.
Okay.
Everyone's going to run to him now. Shit, you want to be a quarterback too? Go to San Francisco. That's the best job you can run. Unless you're going longevity. If you want to be a QB2 that wants to learn, go to Green Bay. They're QB heavens. Those are both QB heavens.
Yeah, you land in Green Bay, boy. You can have a hell of a career.
You got a future ahead of you. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, that's going to have to wrap us up because we went off the rails today. This was great. It was great.
This is awesome.
It was an awesome conversation, except the JJ part. Both of you can.
That's the best part,
in my opinion, about
Big
JJ. But what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a teaser for next week. And what we're going to talk about, at least at the beginning of the show next week, is how long before performance trumps potential for some of these quarterbacks. And I'll give you a list that we have now. This list may expand. And one of these guys I don't think needs to be on the list, but we know that
the 55 mil club, that's what you're talking about.
We know that Brandon Franklin wrote this script and he is a big Dallas Cowboy fan, but Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, just to name a few, there'll be more.
I was right. Added. 55 mil club.
We're going to have this conversation next week of how long before, potential gets trumped by actual performance, not what we think, not what we hope, but what's actually happening and how changes are made. So we'll talk about that next week. In the meantime, you get wore out, make sure to get you a W. I didn't wear my hat today because I have a headache, honestly.
Hey, W, man, send me something.
Make sure you get a W.
About y'all. Send me something.
You don't have any?
No.
Go to the website and get a discount. It's w.gg/discount/QB Huddle. You can get this stuff for 10% off. I'll get you some B. I still have a jersey for you that I need to drive out to you. And
a W jersey?
No, it's a Terrell Owens throwback jersey, San Francisco 49ers.
Nice.
Anyway, get you a W. We love this stuff. It's Gyrolus energy. It's fantastic. Just as good as a nice hot coffee, but it's nice cold drink on a nice warm afternoon. Other than that, that's going to sum it up for this week. Before I close this out, do either of you have final words that don't involve JJ McCarthy? Go.
55 mil club next week. I'm excited. Okay. I love down talking to overpaid and underperforming QBs.
Okay. I'll say this one thing, and yes, I'm going to ask McCarthy. Trade Mac Jones. Get trades for JJ McCarthy in a second-round pick to San Francisco.
Damn.
So you want JJ McCarthy to come be a 49er and back up Brock Purdy?
He'll learn.
No, he won't.
Learn. Hey,
you can't get into Michigan unless you're super smart. Just so you know, You can't
Learn
get
from
there
If
unless
you-
you're super smart.
You can go there all you
Learn
want
from
and be
me.
smart. Doesn't mean you could be smart on the football field. This guy has had the ultimate red
we know
carpet
plenty of
made for
guys that
him.
are
I don't
film nerds
like
who
how
can
you're
translate it
likening
the
him to
field.
Justin Fields right now. You're likening him to Justin Fields. I don't like it.
Mhm.
I'm against it.
Ohio
And,
State, Michigan, didn't have to
obviously, we're
throw
gonna
the
have a
ball
lot more-
much.
we're gonna have a
Didn't
lot
have
more
to throw
battles.
much.
Only
One and
good
out.
thing
Oh,
came out
this sounds
Aiden
very
Hutchinson,
similar.
Charles Woodson, and Thomas Brady. Everybody else,
Yeah, you get some exceptions to the rules, but I'm sorry. JJ McBuns
Auburn
and
got Gary,
Justin
too. He's had
Fields
a
are
good
all
career.
together. They're all together. I'm sorry, JJ. Hit me up one day. Maybe we can throw together. We're in the
Hey,
same
the Bears
category.
just got a brand new tight end this year who is a freaking stud from the University of.
Hey man, hit them horns on JJ.
No.
One more time, right?
That's
I'll
what you
take the
do.
image too if we got it. Put the image up. We want to go out of here looking at JJ's last ever picture in a Vikings uniform. That's what we want to see. It's a next week, guys. Unlike JJ McBuns, keep them chains
He's already got a
moving
little
because
tear
here's
on
the
his
QB
highlight
Huddle.
right now, man.
You see that? Unlike McBuns, keep them chains
Hey,
moving,
he probably
y'all.
got put on the bench for having a cut on his forearm.
That's going to do
From
it
here next
this
week.
Thank you to our
Put him
producer,
on
Brandon Franklin, New Era Media. Thanks to allaccessfootball.com. Shout out to our network, FanStream Sports. Brandon and Lauren, I hope you both step in mud puddles later today. Everybody have a great day. Until next Tuesday, folks, keep those chains moving and get better friends than mine. See ya.
Get first downs, y'all. Not like McCarthy.